Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Relationship Circle podcast. I am your host, Beck Thompson, and this podcast is all about showing you how to stop running in circles, ditch those dating games, and let your inner compass lead the way. So today is the final episode for season 3, and I'm excited, I'm sad, I've got all of the mixed feelings, and I've also apparently lost my voice after going to spin this morning. So you'll have to deal with this croaky version of my voice, but I'm excited because today I'm going to talk about some really big trends and shifts and observations that I've noticed from 2025 and dating, and kind of what has changed in dating in 2025 for you guys. And really just no BS, just what I see going on out there. And it feels for me like I'm at the front line of this because I'm working with single women, particularly all the time in dating. And so I feel like I've really noticed some trends and some patterns that are happening this year. So I wanted to get into that with you all and chat to you about what's coming up and when you might hear back from me. And also, last week we hit 5,000 downloads. So that is really, really exciting. I haven't even had a chance to promote that on social media or tell anyone, but the beautiful people, audience who do everything with my podcast, I just record and give everything to them, let me know that last week, and it was a very exciting milestone. So let's get into it. What has changed in dating in 2025? There have been many trends and themes that I have noticed change over that time, and so I want to share my observations with you. So firstly, I feel like boundaries are finally cool. I feel like people are putting in boundaries like left, right, and center, and they're getting comfortable with putting boundaries in place. And it's not even that they're cool anymore. It's like they're expected. It's like people are wanting and expecting boundaries from people, especially women. I feel like they're being more upfront about what they need and what their deal breakers are with people, and are really clear in their communication around this. And so this is really, really exciting. And saying no or saying I'm not ready yet is seen as respected, I believe. I don't believe it's seen as rude anymore. There was almost this time, even a year ago, when I was teaching boundaries to people and they're like, oh, it feels really rude. It feels wrong of me to say this stuff. And it doesn't feel like that anymore. And so that also alongside with that feels like the conversation around consent and emotional safety is mainstream now. It doesn't feel like this niche topic that isn't talked about. So that is really, really exciting. I feel like we're also moving, secondly, into this age of intentional dating and not just swiping endlessly. I feel like people are getting really intentional about why they're dating, who they're dating, what they're looking for in dating. And I think that's come from people being really burnt out from dating, and in particular from dating apps. So people have had to reduce the time that they spend on apps and be more intentional about what they do in dating. So this is really cool. I feel like more and more women in particular are looking for depth in relationships. They're more quickly to move off the apps because they want to know if someone's a right fit or not for them. They don't want to hang around in this endless world of what did you have for dinner and what TV show are you watching and what was the weather like for you in your town. They want to know what your soul is made of. You know, I feel like more people are moving for depth and they want quality over quantity. So I feel like people are being more intentional around dating. Next, I also feel like healing and self-work and working on yourself and doing personal development is a non-negotiable, particularly for so many women. If you are not growing, if you are not doing the work to become a better human, to become a better partner, you're out. Like, people are looking for support of how to do the work, like therapy, coaching, the nervous system work, trauma-informed stuff is now way more mainstream. And maybe I'm skewed because I'm in this world all the time, but it feels to me like when people come to me now, there isn't so much of a stigma around it. It's actually wanted, and they're wanting a partner that's doing the work too. And so if you're wanting a partner that's doing the work, then you got to do the work too. So I feel like this is more and more mainstream, which is really cool. People are definitely way more aware. And like I did speak about this last week, right, with therapy speak. So it can be a good and a bad thing, but people are way more aware of attachment styles, of their triggers, of what repeating patterns are happening for them. And there's less shame about having stuff to work on. And it's almost seen as a green flag if you're going to do the work on yourself, because people go through stuff in their life. And you can't prevent that a lot of the time, particularly when you're a child, but you can do the work to get through this and change the way that things happen for you. A real sneaky trend that I've noticed come in is that AI is sneaking into dating, and not in a great way. I know there's a lot more bots on dating apps. There is a lot more conversation happening that is not humans, and people are also using tools like ChatGPT to come up with conversations for them. I've seen people post their message responses in ChatGPT and get a response back and post that in the apps for people. So it's hard for people, which is why I think there's such a move away from dating apps. Often people are like, one, there's so much to sift through. Like, dating apps are just this giant pool of people, right? But also, like, what is real, what is not? And like, I don't know about for you, but for me, it makes me not want to be on social media anymore, because every time I see a video and I get sucked into like, is that real or is that AI? And so much of the time it's AI. And that is what's happening with dating apps. There's definitely more bots and AI being used in dating apps, and often still people are getting, and people are loving it. I have to say that they're getting this advice and therapy and coaching from AI. I can see the appeal. I don't know that this thing knows you as well as you know yourself even. I would love if you didn't outsource that stuff to AI, but if that's where you feel like you're at, it's quite interesting. I also feel like people dating from their values has really rise. So values-based dating has really gone up, and that excites me a lot, because having worked with couples and still working with couples, I see that the couples that do really well together are the ones that have their values aligned. For me, it feels like that's the concrete base of the house. This is the foundation of the relationship. If your values align, you can work on the other skills and stuff. But if your values clash, it's really hard to have a long-term relationship. So I love that singles are leading their dating with values-based questions, values-based understanding and knowledge, and wanting to know more about whether that stuff aligns and what their non-negotiables are with partners, because it really is a basis for a successful relationship. And it's not, people are having these conversations early on, which I love so much, because it's what I encourage all clients to do. Like, ask the hard questions up front. It doesn't have to feel like an interrogation, but why are we waiting till 3 or 6 dates in to know whether your values align? Don't you want to know that before you even go on a date with someone? And yes, you learn more and more about people over time, but it's really important to know if your values align with someone. And they don't have to be exactly the same, but they do need to be in alignment. And 2 more things I've really noticed. So the burnout and pausing dating has becoming more normal, and also love this because I feel like there was this time where people felt like the longer you were on the app, the more the algorithm got to know you, and the more that it sends you people that you know. It's so unhelpful and really unhealthy, and it's great for you to recognize within yourself when it's getting too much and you need a break and you need to refocus on yourself. Like, I often have clients that come to me and I say to them, get off the apps, stop dating. Like, that's often my initial advice when I start working with someone, because I notice that they're burnt out from it, and there's never going to be anything good when you operate coming to something from burnout. Like, think about if you started a job and you were burnt out. Are you going to do good at that job? No. So why is dating any different, right? So approach dating with that same attitude, and when you notice that it's becoming too much, have a break. It doesn't mean that you need to have a break for months or years on end. Like, you literally might need a few days off or a week. And to be honest, sometimes the algorithm works better if you delete the app and go back on. So the final thing, which is also really cool, is that I've noticed a real rise in in-person dating events, and not even just dating events, just in-person events and people wanting to meet in real life. And I love that so much in this world of AI and people not knowing how to communicate with strangers. I love that people are getting out there and building up their social skills again, and building up their confidence again, and knowing how to, so many people's personality translates way better face to face than it does on an app anyway. And it's such a cool thing that we're getting out there and getting to know people in real life, and people are joining hobby groups and classes and volunteering and book clubs and events and singles events and stuff that they're aligned with. And what a cool way to meet a partner like we used to. So I am all for that because it feels like it needs to make more and more of a comeback. And please, I'd love more events that are not alcohol centered because so many of them feel like they're alcohol centered. And so that would be cool if it wouldn't. And I suppose like in line with all of these trends, I've also noticed that so many of my clients have built up way stronger boundaries. They've built up their self-worth. They're going out there owning who they are. And God, dating is so much easier for them. Like it's just really cool to see them get excited about dating and have fun with it because then they're not going out there with this idea of what it should be like or who they should be like, but just who they are. And it's so cool for me to witness and see. So if you're working with me, I'm really, really proud of you. I've probably told you that a million times, but I'm just so proud of the work that all of my clients are doing. It's really, really cool. So I wanted to finish off by letting you know the 2 free things that I've got coming out because I think that's really important if you want to engage with me and engage with my content in another way. So on the 12th and 13th of August, I've got a free masterclass coming out. This is for single women that are struggling with dating, that are repeating the same patterns over and over again, don't know what's going wrong, maybe don't know how to express their needs, maybe don't know how to do boundaries well. So we talk about attachment styles, we talk about needs, we talk about boundaries, we talk about so much. So if you're free and want to come along to that, it requires a quick 15-minute call with me because I need to make sure that you're aligned with the content that I'm teaching. Very particular if you don't know about who I have in a group. And so it is just a quick call with me to make sure that the content and the what I'm running is aligned with you and where you're at in your life. And the second thing I've got coming up is I'm calling it Love Unlock Taster, and it is a free course and community for a very, very, very limited number of people. I'm taking 20 people in the first round. It's already half full. Again, I need to make sure that this is a group that is wanting to do the work, that is willing to engage with parts that are hard and look at the stuff that's going on in their life and make a change and therefore make a difference in their dating life. So if that is you, please reach out. We'll have a quick chat, check that again, that it's a good fit and you're aligned with it. You'll get free coaching in there. There's a free content course built up already. So I would love to have you in there if you're wanting to do the work and it feels aligned with you. I will be back for season 4. I have no doubt about it. I love podcasting. There's so many guests that I still need to interview and so many more topics to talk about. I, again, like I just spoke about, need to have some space and recharge and get excitement back and I want to really feel inspired to do this again. And so that again is why I'm having a break. And so I'm so excited for the break of podcasting because I've also got all of these other free things coming up that I need to focus my energy and attention on. So thank you for listening. I have loved all of your feedback and having you along for the ride during season 3, season 2, season 1. It's really cool to see you still listening to episodes from those previous seasons and guests. And the fact that we reached 5,000 downloads last week was just an epic milestone. So thank you. That is to you guys, right? Thank you for all of your support and listening ears along the way. And I cannot wait to be back for season 4 for you. So if you want to reach out, I'm on Instagram all the time. You can hit me on my email or anywhere that you find the Relationship Circle. I'll see you then. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the show. If you got value from this, please don't hesitate to share with a friend so they can get value from this too. And don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss an episode. It's also how I keep this podcast alive.
Audience exclusive.